So it's about to hit the fan around here. Our dumpster business is likely about to come to a practical standstill, and that's because, of course, we're gonna get snow, and apparently a lot of it. The weatherman has the best job in the world because, you know, he can be 50% right, 10% right, whatever it is, and still have his job. But at this point, it does look like snow is coming in the next couple days, so we need to be prepared. What's up, my guy?
It's cold.
Yeah, it is cold. What are you doing? Airing up the low tires?
Yeah.
So just a couple things to start. I noticed over the weekend when I did a dumpster, two things. One, the running lights on the trailer weren't working, and that's because of a fuse. It tends to blow when it gets wet sometimes. I don't know why, but I just replaced that fuse. The other thing is headlight. We got one headlight that's out, so I need to get that changed. That way he can get on the road. He can get the rest of the dumpsters done for today while I kind of prep for all this snow. So we're gonna get that taken care of.
You damn, dude.
Taking apart a whole car just because it needs a headlight. Who knew? All right, we have headlights and the running lights are on. So we got Keegan on the road. He's going, he's getting those dumpsters taken care of. I'm headed out to the shop now so that I can prep for our portion of this winter storm, but brought somebody along with me. What's up, Brock?
What's going on?
You ready for this snow?
I'm always ready. I've been waiting on it.
You've been waiting to make some money.
I've been waiting.
Brock's obviously in the landscaping business, and in the winter time he plows a lot of snow, a lot of driveways, a lot of sidewalks, so he's been waiting. We've had kind of a snow drought, but he's ready for it. We'll talk a little bit more about how he gets prepared, but let's get out to the shop first. So we're out of the shop and I got more dumpsters sitting than I've had sitting in a long time, really probably almost all year. Got a couple here, and then after that, the ones that he picks up today too. I've only got one drop, so not a lot going on. With the snow coming, the freeze coming, we can expect this is gonna be kind of the case for a little bit, but we've got things to do, so it's okay. We're gonna have to get over this. Went from pretty much a record month in December, which is very unusual, to this. So we'll make it up later. Let's get inside though, see what we got. So that's what we're here for. So next we'll get the trailer out. We'll get that over to the other side so we can actually get that to load the snow plow. But then there's this. Brock, have you heard how billionaires are apparently building bunkers all over the country, like fallout bunkers? At like a record, yeah, at like a record rate. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think this is a bunker. I think this is an old cistern, but it could be a bunker. I've had this place for 2 years and I've never lifted it up. What do you think?
I think we're about to lift it up.
I think so. Not my brightest idea. I don't think I'm hiding in there. Somebody tell me what this was. An old well? I wonder if that's what this is. Is this an old well? Sewer? It's not sewer. But it's not pretty either. Oh. You can swim in that. Just had one of those glow sticks like in the movies.
Toss it down there, light it up.
Alright. Let's get back to what we were doing. I say, Brock? It's not going anywhere.
They ain't going nowhere.
All right, we're loaded. Let's get to town. We got a lot left to do. Back in town, or close to it at least. We're over at Brock's shop. Let me show you what he does to prep for snow, since this is kind of his season. What is this?
It's a mower.
So this was a mower.
It was a mower.
So the blades would be under here typically?
Yeah.
You have to drop the deck and everything for that?
Yeah, just 2 4 bolts right there, and then it comes off.
Dang. And so is this mechanical, hydraulic, like a lever? It's all hydraulic? Oh, wow, okay.
It runs off the pump, and then this is how you drive right here. Basically like a 0-turn, sunken down, and then it's cold right now, so it's not moving fast, but...
Oh, but it does pivot. Jeez.
Yeah, well, I got the other one warming up, because of course you gotta have 2.
Oh, you gotta have 2. So this is your shop. You rent this space, right?
Yep.
So you rent this out here?
Yep.
All right, so holy crap, you got a lot in here, dude. So we got snow blowers. Is that gonna go out?
Snow blowers will go out. We run
okay,
this
2 of those
with the multi-forces, and then this little one back here, that goes in the plow truck. So
is that more for driveways?
Sidewalks.
Sidewalks, okay.
Yeah, so if I'm doing lots, a lot of business have sidewalks, and if it's small enough to where I don't gotta send these guys out to do it, I'll just take the snowblower out, hit it real quick.
So this is the deck that goes to that.
Yep.
I guess I didn't realize those were hydraulically driven. That's pretty cool. How much torque is that going to put out? Like, how much snow can that push comfortably?
It really depends. If it's wet and heavy, I mean, you can get a couple inches as long as you got places to build up speed. You can get snow tires and snow weights for it, but I run 2 5-gallon. I run a bucket of salt on the back, a 5-gallon bucket of salt plus the weight of me.
So we got 2 of these. You've got 2 blowers. I'm guessing that's your salters, right?
That's one of the old ones. That's about on its last leg, but yeah, it still works good.
You got one up there.
Other one.
How many pounds of salt you buying so far this year?
We have, so this pallet, so the normal pallet goes to right here. This is left over from an old pallet. And then we have 2 more pallets, but I don't keep them here because obviously we're kind of cramped.
Spread out, yeah.
So then we got this that can go out. It's got a 5-foot blade on the back.
So this does possibly go out?
It does if we get enough and we need to move some piles around. But I like to keep it in the shop.
I don't blame you one bit. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of if you need it type of thing, I'm guessing.
Yeah, basically to move piles if we need to. If we're running out of places to push stuff, we can get this. This can even go on sidewalks and whatnot.
Do you prefer this for like a commercial lot?
I like trucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the trucks. Wait, so your trucks aren't here. We need to go find your trucks next.
We do gotta go find the truck.
Okay, cool.
Somewhere else.
Okay. I really like this thing. I think it's nice. Head over to Brock's and actually take a look at this truck setup and see what else he's got planned for this big snowfall we have. I see this guy drive around town a lot. Somebody tell me, is this, I know it's okay to do, but is this thing legal? It is holding on by a winch, and that's it. It's holding on by a winch right up at the top. And outside of that, it's basically just, it's not even locked in. It just sits in a little holder at the bottom. Somebody just tell me, is that DOT legal? All for getting things done, but I've always been curious. Has he just been doing it this way for years and it's, you know, no one's ever said anything? Or is that a totally okay thing to do? Dang, dude. These are set up and ready to go. So 2 trucks, both of them have heat?
Both of them got heat.
Do you have salters on the back of these?
This one does. I only run 1 salter.
Okay, like automatic salter?
Yeah, so this runs up to the cab. This is just so it doesn't
wobble everywhere,
around.
Whatever it takes.
Keep the bags in the bed.
Gotcha. So ready to go. Just pour them out. So buckets just have little, yeah, and you just spread it out. Yep. Kind of looks like a meth from that TV show, Breaking Bad.
It's that good stuff.
That good stuff.
Oh, this is a wrong bucket. That's not salt.
Oh, what is that? We cut. Who's lucky enough to drive these? I'm guessing you'll be in one of these. You're the boss.
I drive this one.
This one, the salter.
It's an older plow, but it's got the salter on it. I don't know. I like plowing with this one. I got wings that go on it, but I got to replace the rubber. This truck's nice too, so depending on how bad the snow is, depends on if I have a guy jump in this one or not. This is more of like a backup just in case, but also if we get 6 to 12 inches, we'll be running both trucks.
So do these hit residents more or do they hit your commercial lots?
Do all commercial lots. Whenever the commercial lots are done, we'll take them on straight driveways. But other than that, yeah, these pretty much stay on lots. Depending on how far behind the guys are whenever they get done with the condos, depends on how many residential lots I'll pick off their list.
Well, I'm guessing like the mowers don't just show up. So is this what you're using to move all the mowers from the shop that we were just at?
Yep. So basically, it takes up the whole space. There's probably a couple 2 feet to spare on the back, but we'll have the multi-forces, we'll have the gas cans, the shovels, and then the snow blower goes on the very back.
First thing to pull off.
First thing to pull off. Sometimes it gets used, sometimes it doesn't, but that's the way it fits best with the mowers on there.
Best efficient process, I guess.
Yep.
Dang, dude, as much as I hate snow, I feel for all of these guys, you know, that are waiting at, like, biting at the bit, because this pays. At the end of the day, it pays. It's a lot of work, because you guys are going to be up at like 4 a.m. for this, aren't you? Easy.
I mean, depending on when it stops, but yeah, businesses have to be cleared off by, you know, they got people coming at 7. They don't want people walking on the snow, slipping, falling. So we got to be there by then.
Man, that's crazy. So
last year we had 2 condos. One has 26 driveways. The other one has probably 20. So this year we tripled that. We have 2 condos right next to each other. One's 26 driveways. The other one's probably 25 to 30. And then we added another one that's probably about 20 driveways. And then 2 more were probably about 20 driveways. So
jeez, that's way more than I kind of expected.
A lot of snow to push.
But at least it's all condensed in one spot. You're not running all around town for one driveway at a time. You're literally hitting 20 driveways in one space.
Yep, you're in that one area and you go, and it knocks out faster than you think it would.
Yeah, so I can imagine, especially with 4 dudes.
That's 4 dudes, 2 on the mowers. Those mowers can clear a driveway
pretty quick.
Pretty quick.
Dang. All right, so I just thought about this. We have some dumpsters sitting at the yard, and in terms of snow prep, one of the biggest things that we can do is actually spray them down with a diesel mix. And so instead of reaching out to Keegan and telling him about it because he has the diesel mix in his truck, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break out Docket. It's something that we've been doing a lot lately, is focusing on, you know, efficiency, and especially in this digital presence. A lot of things Docket can do that, you know, a combination of 3 or 4 programs I used before couldn't even do. But one of the coolest things is I made a task for Keegan. It says spray all dumpsters with diesel mix, and then I'm gonna slip that in between his dumpster runs because he's gonna be out at the shop. What he can do is he can actually get one dumpster emptied. Then after he takes that to the landfill, he's gonna bring that dumpster to the yard, and he can actually spray down all the dumpsters at once. So he's gonna see that task pop up. Let's hope that he does. And then once he does, he can go through, spray them down, mark it as done, and then move on to the next pickup. So as long as he follows pretty simple instructions, that's exactly the way this will play out. Let's see what happens.
Well, looks like Clayton wants me to get these dumpsters prepped before the snow hits tomorrow, so we best get to that. New tablet 2. You gotta check it, get it started. Now time for some spraying. Get them nice and moist now. All right, so we got that task done. Now we can just hit I'm done. Complete. Now we're on to the next task.
Looking for all the salt that I had left over, and I noticed that Keegan already took care of that task. If you guys are in the dumpster space and you're trying to do it your own way like I was, you know, using Excel docs and Google Calendar and then Square and then trying to track payroll manually, give Docket a shot. Check the description below and just book a free demo. Take a look at what they have. I was blown away at just how efficiently they have organized a program to be so user-friendly for both me and the customer. It has changed my efficiency way more than I expected, and I'm loving it. If you're with another, you know, competitor, just book the demo anyway. Use the description below and click that link, book a demo, see if you're missing out. I promise you in the end, you're gonna be shocked at how efficient they are. And I would just test the water, see what you can do. But I'm loving them. Let me know what you think of them too. If I'm gonna preach efficiency, I better keep moving. So while we're out and about, we're gonna go check in on one other guy who kind of has to do a bit of prep when leading up to a big snowstorm. You'll recognize him if you follow the channel, but let's go take a look at what he's got. So we are at the Driftwood Campground now. And if you guys follow the channel, you guys know Kyle Grimm, whether it is you found him first and then me, or me first and then him. Either way, Kyle is the proud owner of this campground. How's this been so far? This is going into year 2 on this?
And let's see, we will have owned it 2 years here in about 2 or 3 weeks. So
Ooh.
2 years. Yeah, time flies. It's
Dude,
crazy.
this place looks quite a bit different. I mean, right now it would be considered your like off season, right?
Yeah, this is the dead time, terrible time of the year. No one's camping. As you'll see, we'll probably talk about it in a little bit. We probably have about, so there's a little over 50 lots in here right now, and we probably have like low 20s occupied right now. You know,
Not
20,
bad though for it being
25
so
maybe.
cold, and you know nobody's really traveling for camping, at least not to the Midwest.
Right. So it's pretty dead right now, but we still have like a core base of people that are, you know, paying us rent, which I can talk more about later. But
Yeah, a lot of traveling contractors.
Yeah, so we have contractors here that are, you know, for like big projects. We have a big project going on right now. They're building like a nursing home.
Oh yeah, the vet's home. Yep.
Yep. So we got a bunch of guys for that. We've got traveling nurses. We've got some people that are just like literally traveling, working remotely. So you come here in the summer on a weekend,
bumping.
yeah, about every single lot's going to be full, which has been a big surprise because when we bought it,
There was a little bit of nervousness to that, wasn't there, when you guys bought it? Like you were excited for it, but you knew there was a lot of work.
Yeah, for
remember you
sure.
saying that.
And also just not knowing what the demand would be like. So when we bought it, you know, revenue was, I don't know if I should really share it. I'll talk about it, but I'm not gonna tell you the net numbers, but you can figure it out. So when we bought it, it was doing like 110,000 to 120,000 a year to the previous years. This year, or this last year, we just finished up 2023, we were at like 298,000. So like our revenue numbers have climbed drastically.
So you put in the work and it paid out.
Yeah, for sure. Through multiple, like, you know, using technology, actually answering the phone when people are calling.
That helps.
And the thing about campgrounds that people don't realize is like, it's like playing human Tetris.
Yeah.
Because you've got so many variables. You've got a guy with a 40-foot, you know, motorhome coming in. So then we can only fit them on certain lots. Well, if that lot's taken by a guy in a 20-foot motorhome, we can move that guy over here. So we're shuffling people continuously.
Anything to keep everybody happy.
Yep. So you have to do a lot to work with people and, you know, just maximize the revenue.
Wow, way more work than I would have expected from that. But let's take a look at a couple things.
Yeah. We have made an apartment on where the camp store used to be.
Oh, wow.
Apartment. We've got the upstairs rented out to another girl, and then we actually built a small efficiency apartment on the end over here. So we've got 3 units rented out.
Literally slammed into there. And I mean, I've been in there. There's a lot of space. So that probably turned out really nice.
Yeah, it actually turned out really nice.
So I would not have expected the campground to actually have that. That was a good use of space, because it's not like you guys really needed that.
No, we don't. I mean, people don't really buy the knick-knack stuff anymore. We do have like your hoses, your insulated stuff that you might need on hand.
The stuff you like that people might not be able to get on a Sunday or when they roll in at midnight or something.
Exactly. So then down here, we've got the pool, which you probably can't see very well. It's covered up. We have the old original playground from like literally the 1970s. So they don't build it like they used to.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff is definitely not OSHA approved. They're not. I don't know if OSHA is the right.
No, they wouldn't be worried about it, but I know what you mean.
We got the playground over there.
You're not going to find it at a school anymore.
Not very safe. We got the barn.
Oh, there's Brock. Hi, Brock.
We'll take a look at that here in a minute. We've got a little pavilion down below, and then obviously the campground kind of wraps around.
It looks like you're kind of trying to condense as many people over to this side right now as you can too.
Well, people in your video I know are going to comment. They're going to be like, oh, this campground looks terrible. It looks so packed in there. Like I would never want to camp like that. I agree 100%. The thing you got to think about is this thing was built back in the 70s, late 70s. Campers were small. So as we start to add new lots, we are spreading them out.
I did notice that over here.
We added like 8 to 10 lots this last year. So you'll see like these are all new lots on that hillside.
Yeah, a lot of space between them. A little bit of privacy for each person. Yeah. And then on this hillside up here, you've got even more. Yeah. Brock and I have been talking about snow prep, and I know that obviously you guys probably have to worry about that here since you essentially own the campground and providing a service. Yeah. What are you and your family doing to like prepare for it if we're supposedly going to get this foot of snow coming?
For the snow, well, we do have a plow ourselves.
Okay.
We have a truck. It's an old Dodge dump truck
Mhm.
with a plow on it. So we do have that on site. I should disclose, I'm partners with my dad on this property.
Mhm.
I am not managing much of this property myself. I do more of the other stuff. This is kind of my dad's baby. So he actually will jump in the truck and
He'll start pushing snow
Oh, yeah.
4 a.m., 5 a.m., like already out here.
Yeah. So again, most of these guys are contractors
Yeah.
and guys who are, got 4-wheel drive trucks. So we're not going to be doing snow removal around the entire property. It's more of the main roads and like the hills. So that's
Okay.
about it.
Well, I mean, I know you guys have this, and then you've got a couple other properties of your own. So how do you usually manage that? Are you hiring a guy like Brock to do that? Like, or do you and your dad tag team some of like the mobile home parks you have still too?
No, it's all third party.
Okay.
We don't do any other snow removal. The only thing that we do ourselves is here.
Well, the other thing too is I know that you live kind of close to here, so you can kind of just buzz right down here too to take care of it.
We're like 3 minutes from here.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
awesome.
perfect.
That's so perfect for, taking care of the place, emergency calls, anything that you'd have to, worry about.
Yep. for sure.
All right, so we're taking a quick loop.
So this is one of the lots we added. We added, I think 3 or 4 lots right over there, and then now this is the old part that we're going by where lots are pretty tight, and some people comment on social media like, "Oh, that looks terrible," but this is the strip that we keep for the long-term guys. So this
Yeah.
is the contractors who are here 24/7.
I can tell that you definitely have a few people. I mean, the way everything's skirted, like these people aren't leaving. Then you got a guy like this where his trailer looks like it was literally just dropped here.
So constant renovations down here. We did a lot of stuff this year, and hopefully next year will slow down a little bit. So we're kind of down here on the lower area. We have a few pull-through lots right here, so a lot of like real big, nice homes will come in down there. They don't like to back their homes in. And the last thing I'll probably show you is this barn. We'll check out real quick. We'll run inside. But here's the old barn. And
Oh, wow.
the thing that is kind of cool about it, they used to have like little music
Venues in here?
Little band come in.
Oh, there's a stage.
That's an old stage here. We've talked about like, do we refinish it? But it's probably more work than what's worth.
It is, but it's a cool idea.
Yeah. But this is where we store, the equipment, the mower, the trap. We have a Kubota tractor that came with as well. It's not here right now, but
But all that kind of stuff sits in here.
yep. So this is where we store all that stuff.
Look, even the campground has a storm shelter. Ooh, spooky. But probably safer than being out in the middle of a tornado. The common thing around here, tornadoes are probably the only thing we're really worried about. That and, nuclear war, but we can talk about that in a different video. But are you ready?
All right, so these lots are new, and people probably wonder how much we rent them for. So we rent them for about $40 a night, or if you're long term, it's actually $20 a night, which works out to about $600 a month.
Dang.
This is kind of the top of the campground right here. And the way, again, so we have people paying $600 a month to have their camper on our lot, but we pay utilities. So people are like, wait, $600, to have your camper there, and that sounds really expensive. We pay their utilities, which is probably, can be $100, $200 a month. So, we're still working on the utilities because that's our biggest expense for sure. So we're running up the hill. Don't show them the mattress that someone dropped.
Oh,
off
somebody
before.
dumped. There's always some problem
Man,
you gotta
I wish
have.
I knew someone that hauled off trash for.
Oh, if you only knew.
But we've got a little surprise coming up top here. Hopefully in the next year we'll start. But we'll show you when we get up here. We have a mobile home park that is owned by some out-of-town guys that don't take care of it very well. So we get trash kind of down along our road. But we're now up on top, and there's 22 acres up here.
Holy cow. I didn't know it was that much.
I haven't really talked about the structure of how we bought all this. Maybe that's a topic for another time. We don't own this yet. That's in the works. So anyone local, don't get any ideas. It's already tied up. But we plan to extend the campground. You can't tell, but this is a bluff up here, and so it overlooks the rest of the campground.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
So eventually we'll have lots all the way up here, as well as some other future development potentially on this farm over here. So
Wow.
22 acres. I think the campground down there is, I don't know, less than 12 acres. So we got a lot to work with up here.
That's a lot to take care of here in the future.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I was telling the guys earlier, I'm like, real estate is not for everyone because you get stuff like this over here.
Wow, you were just talking about this. Take a look at this.
Yeah,
What?
people,
That's just ridiculous,
people
man.
literally just don't care.
They just run over here and toss their trash.
My thing is like,
Is this everything you guys have cleaned up in like the last year?
no, we haven't done any of this actually.
Oh, this was already here?
Previous owner.
Wow. That's not gonna be fun because you know you'll probably inherit that.
I'll call a guy rolling ops maybe.
Yeah, maybe he'll be busy. All right, awesome of Kyle to take the time to show us this. Like I said, he's kind of getting a couple things prepped for this snow the rest of the day. But like I said, he's got some outsourcing that he does with this. The rain is here, which means the snow is not that far behind. So I'm gonna take the time now. Brock's got stuff he's gotta do. I know with the 4 a.m. wake up, this boy's ready for a nap.
It's gonna come pretty early. Might be staying up all night at this point.
Yeah, who knows? Well, I'm gonna go pick up the skid and get it over to my house. So the first thing I plow in the morning is my driveway so my wife can get to work at a crisp 6 a.m. So I want that to be taken care of ASAP. It's here and it hit fast. Look at all this snow coming down. Oh my gosh. Keegan's gonna drop me off real quick. I'm actually gonna drive the skid back from where it's at. It's only a few blocks down the road at another job we were working on. So I'm gonna get that picked up. I'm just gonna drive it back because I'm not gonna load it on that trailer right now in this. Luckily, I've been kind of able to keep this in town for a while. This is my skid. We've got a new set of forks. We got at the very end of the year. And then we've got the bucket, of course. We're gonna take all this, put this over here because we're actually gonna need it still. We're still doing a lot of work over here at my parents' house. So I'm gonna move that out of the way. And then I'm actually gonna just drive this home nice and slow. Thing is, the whole reason I'm getting the snowplow out is not for, you know, things like Brock. Like, I'm not paid to do this. I might get an occasional call where somebody's like, hey, I need this done, or I might get a call from another mowing guy who needs help, and I'll be willing to do it. I really will, because it's time I'm probably gonna have. My main priority is actually my house first, and then I have a 6-unit apartment building. If you guys follow the channel, you have seen that apartment building, and there's definitely some area that needs to be cleared. I got to take care of my tenants. So we're going to clear that right away. I'll make my way over to another apartment, clear the sidewalks, and then in the midst of that, between all those stops, I can even stop by here, take care of my parents' house and my grandparents as well on my wife's side. I'll make sure to hit their property as soon as I can and get them cleared out. So it's kind of what I'm going to do. So I need that snow pusher, I need this skid, and I want it sitting in my garage nice and clean, so in the morning I just drive it right out. Definitely the best option in the winter time is to have a cabbed machine. This will thaw out in a second, we'll be able to see a lot better, but man am I thankful for this. Get some shortcuts through the alleys, but we're already almost home. Ignore my messy garage, but at least now this will stay in here. I don't have to worry about frozen tracks or wiping off the snow just to get this thing moving in the morning. I'll come right out the door, grab this snow blade. I'll probably have some salt either in the truck or even in the floorboard if I need it, but we're not gonna worry about salt right now. If this accumulates tonight, it's gonna be super sloppy. It's really the next 2 or 3 days I'm most worried about, but this I can use to push out the slop in the morning, maybe do a couple other places, but we've got it all set up. I've got the salt. I've even got my salt spreader here. For cheap garden seed spreader, it works just the same for small jobs. At least now I know I can take care of the apartments for my tenants. I can take care of, you know, my family, get all that out of the way and not have to worry about much and not have to burn myself out doing it by hand with a shovel like I may have done in the past. So drop down in the comments, what are some of the weird things you have to prep for? Are you prepping for snow now? Or are you in like one of those tropical climates and you have to prep for, I don't know, a hurricane? This could end up being 2 inches. It could end up being 2 feet. You just never know around here. And we've seen it both ways. I won't be shocked if I get inside, the news is already canceling school. And I can remember climbing up those hills to school. And I mean, literally walking both those hills both ways with snow up to my knees, but it's a different age. I'm about to kill this video here because I have plenty more I need to do before, you know, this starts to accumulate. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you get to see the insides and outs of a couple other guys that are in the industry. You got Kyle. He's just worried about growing. He does have to worry about this a little bit, but not quite as much. Then you got Brock, who's in the thick of it. I hope to get another video with him while he's actually actively worried about it. You know, when, you know, everything hits the fan, stuff's breaking. And then you got somebody like me taking care of a couple properties and then making sure my dumpsters are still flowing, even if it's now finally starting to get to a slower pace. plenty to do. So I hope to see you guys in the next video. Make sure to subscribe. It really does help the channel. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Best of luck, everybody. Keep grinding.